Hi, this is Adam. This is another Eye on North Carolina blog. We're here in Durham, North Carolina at Durham Bulls Athletic Park. The Durham Bull Athletic Park just went under a $19 million renovation project. So there's a lot of great things now, like big screens and better concessions going on. And they just won their 4th Governor's Cup last season. And we're really excited to be here. It is opening weekend, and I'm here with Director of Marketing, Scott Carter. It's a pleasure.
Hey Adam, thanks for having me.
Great. What are some of the new renovations that people will check out this year?
Well, I think the cool thing about this project is that everybody loves this ballpark.
Right.
So we tried to do things that wouldn't change from the essence of the ballpark, but added a bunch of new flares that people would really come to enjoy. So you talked about the video screens, which you can see over our shoulders.
Right.
So basically we're almost encircled with new LED screens. So a primary video board, ribbon board all the way around the outfield, and then behind home plate we've got a facial level video board sign. So that's really exciting. And we also have completely new playing surface. So our players are playing on a state-of-the-art field with drainage system. I mean, you can't see it, and that's you're like, this field is awesome, but it's so hard for people to realize. But there's drainage pipes every 10 feet in the outfield. So for us, obviously being in Carolina, when we get those summer storms coming through, we can drain the field very quickly.
I heard it's like 4 times fast. What's the number?
Yeah, I mean that's about right. I mean, so we can get the water off the field pretty quickly and get back to a game after a rain delay, which is fantastic. And our grounds crew does a phenomenal job. I mean, this field is immaculate.
Right.
So the players certainly appreciate that part of the renovation.
Yeah, and they're not going to get hurt as much. I'm
right,
sure.
right. I mean,
yeah.
it's just absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Obviously beautiful and green, and
yes.
it's not. I mean, it just changes your day when you come out here and you see this field. And you're like,
definitely.
All right, there could be worse places in the world to come to work.
Oh yeah.
What else? We basically replaced every single seat in the ballpark. So all these seats have wider butt trays, so a little bit more comfortable.
Nice.
A little bit taller back. So we replaced all the seats in the main seating bowl. And then up on the 3rd level, we've got brand new picnic decks for our group folks. Then we actually built a brand new PNC Triangle Club, which is right behind home plate.
Nice.
And that is about a 5,000 square foot event space, which we can use year round for events. And as most sports teams will tell you, we're a 5-month-a-year business. We're open for 5 months a year. So for the other 7 months a year, we got to have ways to use the ballpark, and we never had that kind of space before. So now we can do things. We can weddings, banquets,
right.
Company party, holiday parties, all that kind
right.
of stuff can happen up in the Triangle Club, and it's it's one of the nicer places in the ballpark now. So there's a membership. You get fed every night. It's a really nice place to be.
Yeah.
All right, and for us in the press box and the media, we got kicked out there so they could build the new PNC Triangle Club, but we got moved down the line a little bit. So we have a new game operations room, and that's where the control center for all these video boards, for all the sound system. Completely redid the sound system, which sounds amazing after some tweaks. So that's down there, and then we'll take you up on the first base side there. It's about a new 10,000 square foot landing space that we're calling Jackie's Landing. One of the challenges with this ballpark is we have a pretty small footprint.
Right.
So in order to add space, we had to get creative about where we were going to do things. So we actually just added concrete landing space over the existing concourse where there was none before. And now we have a place where it's basically a casual hangout space. So we got bleachers up there, a bar, it's called 42 bars, a full liquor bar with craft beer and wine, new concession stands, and that's all that area up there is basically a place for people to hang out. So it's not ticketed, you can just hang out.
Oh, so it is a standing room area.
Yeah, there's drink rails, picnic tables. So it's just, we want to encourage people to walk around the ballpark and check things out. So that's a really cool feature. We've got the new seating options out in the outfield, which make outfield seats a little bit more conducive to sometimes when people come to a game and it's Friday, Saturday night, and they walk up to the ticket window and all we have are the outfield seats. They're a little bummed out, like, I don't want to sit in the outfield. But now we've got these cool seats up there where we're like, I can bring out a group and sit in the very front rows, and I'm right there, and I can have it catered. So it's a pretty cool option.
How many precise seats did you guys add for the renovation?
Well, we actually didn't add any. The capacity, the way that it worked out is we removed some seats in some spots, but added them in others. So it actually ended up being exactly the same 10,000 person capacity. Yep. It's funny, it's like, when the team got into town earlier this week, like all the returning guys were just blown away about how crazy it looked and how good it looked. And you try to explain all the changes to like the new guys on the team, and they're just like, this park looks amazing. You're like, you don't understand how much work's gone into it. It's been a long off season with a lot of work to be done. Right. There's a lot of adjustments that have to be made with a renovation this project this size. I mean, you've got these video boards are so big and so bright. We have to take careful, make a lot of steps to make sure that we're careful about how that affects the plays on the field.
Sight lines at night.
Sight lines, are they too bright? We got to work through a lot of those things, and certainly the players' input is very important in doing that.
Right. And how has the attendance been opening weekend? I'm sure it's been tons of people. It's been crazy.
Yeah, it's been the response has been overwhelming. I mean, our opening night, we drew about 9,400, which is, I think, going back, it's probably like the second or third best opening day in the history of the team. So it was an awesome crowd. We had a great crowd last night. We expect another great crowd tonight. So really, if you kind of look at like this crack right here on the floor, this is essentially where the ballpark used to stop. So you can look back, looking back towards the press box. Really, the area stopped right here. So everything from here over, here back, is all brand new space. So the two concession stands I talked about, the Smoke Box Barbecue, the Triangle Fish Fry, and then our 42 bar, which is all brand new. Really, this is where the press box used to be. And we had a couple other suites that we demolished to make room for it. But yeah, we hold about 250 people in here. Membership only, so that's season ticket holders that have a membership. We serve them a nice hand-carved meal every night.
I see the buffet up there. Yeah.
So all that comes included with their membership. We got a full bar in here. Obviously TVs with the game on, these great seats in front. We can see with these full glass windows.
And it's air conditioning for those hot days in the summer.
Yeah. That's the best part. That's the best part. So like I said, this not only is this a cool place to watch the games, but really, like I said, an event space that we can use year round for. If you're having a company party,
great view.
And one of the great things about all the technology that we put into the building is when a company comes in and has an event here, not only can they make use of all these TVs and all the sound system in this room, but they can essentially take over all the video displays. So, if it's a big company part, they can put their logo out on all our video displays, all the TVs in the ballpark, and really kind of take things over. So all the technology is tied together, which gives us a lot of capabilities in doing some really cool things for unique events. And now that we kind of get the opening day jitters out of you, and you kind of hit your stride a little bit more.
Right.
It's a fun time to be a Bulls fan.
Definitely. And now that you have the park renovated, the All-Star game is going to be here, correct?
Yeah. That's what's funny is we've been getting ready for opening day, and now it's like, okay, past opening day, the All-Star game will be here in July, so that's the next big thing to look forward to. But it's it's minor league baseball's biggest event. It's a nationally televised game. It'll be on the MLB Network. It's a 5-day event. It's really kind of makes the Triangle the focus of the baseball world. The minor league baseball, the AAA All-Star game falls on really the slowest sports day of the year. There's no baseball. There's no other sports are going on. Right. It's the biggest sporting event in the country on that day, which is phenomenal. So we'll kick off. The game itself is on Wednesday, July 16th, but really things get started on Saturday prior to. We have a free fan fest here at the ballpark. We like to take batting practice and really just kind of celebration of baseball. That night we have a free block party out on Blackwell Street out in front where we have bands, food trucks, beer, all that good stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then what I'm really looking forward to on Monday, July 14th, is the AAA Home Run Derby.
Oh, that's
that's at this ballpark with our famous Snorting Bull, which is already the most iconic target in baseball. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we're actually working on some really cool things. If he gets hit during the Home Run Derby, some people are going to be excited about it. But that's going to be a really fun event. And then the All-Star game itself on July 16th is going to be a blast.
And one more thing, you mentioned new concessions.
Yep.
Do you have any new food that you guys are going to serve, or it's the same?
There's a lot of new cool places actually up on Jackie's Lane. We've got two new cool stands. We've got a barbecue place, which is actually this building right behind us is Diamond building is actually a brand new building. So that was finished in the off season, and the bottom level is a new restaurant called Q. The pitmaster is a guy named Ed Mitchell who was helped open the Pit in Raleigh, which is a great barbecue restaurant.
Yep.
So that's his baby right there. He's opened a new venture with his son right there, and they supply all the food for the Smokebox Barbecue. Right next door is a place called Triangle Fish Fry. So it's a fish camp, which is the food's all supplied by a guy who owns a place down downtown called the Salt Box, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So that's phenomenal. Right here we've got a brand new taco bar and margarita bar.
I see that. Yeah.
Which is great. So I mean, there's some great new food options, a little bit on the more adventure side, and then a lot more traditional fare, which adding concession stands, adding points of sale. So it's in the rush to get everything open, there's some growing pains you got to go through to get everybody up and running fully, but we'll get there. And when everything's ready to go, full blast, this ballpark is going to be unparalleled in terms of the fan experience.
I bet. And I'm sure through the season you're going to work out those kinks.
Yeah, I mean, we made some giant strides from night 1 to night 2. You come in the next day and you go, okay, that was crazy, that was great. We opened this ballpark and people loved it, but what do we need to do? And that's all from our perspective. That's really our goal, is to have an unparalleled fan experience. Not only in minor league baseball, but we want to compete with major league teams.
Sure.
So really every day we're trying to figure out how to get better. How do we make the fans experience better? And that doesn't stop. You just don't open the gates on opening day and be like, all right, cool, we're done. This is what it's going to be like every night. You work for constant improvement. So from night 1 to night 2, we took some huge strides, and even tonight we're working on things. When you get these kind of toys out on the video board and all that stuff, there's a lot of things you can learn. So when you start learning those things and hitting your stride a little bit, that's when things come together and you get really excited. You realize the capabilities that you have in the ballpark.
That's great. Well, Scott, thank you so much for coming out, and we're happy to be here. We're going to the game tonight, and go Bulls. And this is another Eye on North Carolina blog. We're here in Durham, North Carolina at Durham Bulls Athletic Park. You guys have to come out. The stadium is beautiful, and we'll see y'all soon. So we're here at the Durham Bulls game, opening weekend. It's a lovely day out. It's the second inning. We're enjoying it, and hope you all come out here one day and enjoy the game.